start again. It's a redskin.
We have already finished all the primitive data types. Now from this video onwards, we will learn about different collection data types where you can store multiple values in a single variable. In this session, we will learn about list data type. List is one of the most used collection data type in Python because it is similar to the array, although it is more flexible than array. First of all, let's see how to declare a list in Python. To declare a list, we need to first give it a name. For example, here I am giving a, and within square bracket we need to pass values like 10, and you can pass multiple values by separating them with a comma, 10, 20, 30. Now you can also check the type of a, like type of a, so it will be showing list like this. Now let's understand all the features of list one by one. So first of all, list is ordered, which means if you repeatedly print the value of list, then you are always going to get this order only. It is not going to change. Or in other words, you can say, for example, here this 10 is at index 0, and you can always access this element by using indexing concept, and the index of this value will always be 0. It is not going to change. For example, here I am going to print the value of a. Now note that it's printing list in this order only. So next feature is indexing concept is applicable, which means the index value of the first element is 0 and second element has index 1 and so on. And a negative indexing concept is also applicable. For example, we know the negative index of the last element is -1 and the second last element has index -2 and so on. For example, here we have a list b equals to this, and if you want to print this value, that is 3, then you can write b, and within square bracket you can pass the index of this 3, that is 0, 1, 2. So the index of 3 is 2. So if I pass 2, then it will print 3. And you can also use the negative indexing concept, like the negative index of this 3 will be -1, -2 and -3. So if you write b and within square bracket if you pass -3, then it will print 3. So our next feature is you can change the value of the list element. So to do that, we have multiple methods, but you can also use the indexing concept to change the value. For example, if you want to change this element from 7 to 70, then you can use the indexing concept. To do that, we need to first calculate the index of 7, that is 0, 1, 2 and 3. So the index of 7 is 3. So we need to write c, and within square bracket we need to pass the index, that is 3. And then we need to write the new value, that is 70. So if I press enter, and now if I print the list, that is C, so it will be showing the updated list, that is with 70. So the next feature is slicing concept is also applicable. For example, here we have a list a equals to this, and now if you want to print this 4 element by using slicing concept, then you need to first write the list name, that is a, and then within square bracket you need to first pass the index of the first element, that is 0 in our case, and then you need to give colon, and then you need to write the int index plus 1. So in this case our int index is 0, 1, 2 and 3. So our int index is 3, but we need to pass 3 plus 1, that is 4. Now if you press enter, now note that it is showing the first 4 element. Not only you can print multiple values by using this slicing concept, but also you can change multiple values from a list by using this slicing concept. For example, here we have 1, 2 and 3. Now if you want to change it into 10, 20 and 30, then you need to write first the list name, then within square bracket you need to again pass the first index. In this case our first index is 0, so here we need to pass 0, and then we need to give colon, and then you need to pass the end index plus 1. So in this case our end index is 0, 1 and 2, so we need to pass 2 plus 1, that is 3. Then you need to define the new values within a square bracket. So in our case it is 10, 20 and 30. So now if I print the list, so it will be showing the new updated value, that is 10, 20 and 30. Now if you don't know this indexing and slicing concept, then you can check our previous videos where I have discussed about this in a great detail. I will provide the link in the description. Next feature is duplicates are allowed. For example, here we have a list, but within this list we have multiple elements with same value. Now if I print this list, then it will consider these duplicates. So list will not going to ignore these values. For example, if I print v, so it has considered all the duplicates. So our next feature is you can store any kind of value within a list. For example, you can store a integer value like 10, and you can also store a string value like string, and you can also store a float value like 5.5. Not only that, you can also store a list within a list. Like here I'm going to store an inner list that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the question is how to access this inner list. Now to access this inner list, we need to first access this whole list. For example, you want to access this 3 which is present in the inner list. Now to do that, we need to first access the whole list that is present at 0, 1, 2 and 3. So here we need to write a, and within square bracket we need to first 3. Now we are in this inner list. So within inner list we need to access this 3. So we need to write the index of this 3. So this 3 is present at 0, 1, 2. So here we need to pass 2 within another square bracket. Now if I press enter, so it is showing 3. So here we have a 3 into 3 matrix, and we want to store it in a list by using this nested list concept. To do that, we need to first give a name, that is matrix. So within this list we need to store this matrix by row. So we need to first store the first row, that is 1, 2 and 3, and then we need to store the second row, that is 4, 5, 6, and then we need to store the third row, that is 7, 8, 9. So this is how we can store a matrix within a list.